Huge breaking news this afternoon, and it's regarding David Moyes and Tim Steidten. First reported by the Daily Mail, then backed up by our man in the know, ex-WHU employee. Everybody basically has confirmed that there's been a verbal disagreement, or a more colloquial term, a bust-up between David Moyes and Tim Steidten, and it has resulted in a mutual agreement being confirmed that Tim Steidten will not visit the London Stadium on a match day and have his chat with David Moyes on the pitch during the warm-up before a game, and he will not visit the training ground, Rush Green, where he does have an office, according to reports. So basically, look, we can't expect to see him too much in the limelight for the remainder of the season, as there's been a disagreement because it's been widely reported that Tim Steidten has been actively looking for a David Moyes replacement, and it seems it's all just boiled over because maybe that's not been, that information hasn't been put on to David Moyes, and he thinks that Tim Steidten's being a little bit duplicitous and going behind his back and trying to find a replacement for him whilst trying to be his best mate as well. That's the report we have. I'll read through some of the main points in the article. So Tim Steidten is not going to be allowed in the dressing room now on a match day, it seems, and that we know that he's looking for a new sort of manager and a replacement for David Moyes, and that this whole situation's been handled dreadfully. There's no doubt about that. We should have had a long time ago. We should have had confirmation that at the end of the season, David Moyes is going to depart the club by mutual consent. We thank him for what he's done. We thank him for Prague, all the rest of it. But no, we've been left in limbo once again by David Sullivan, and I think it's really poor actually, because I don't believe we're going to get official confirmation before that Luton game, which means David Moyes isn't going to get the reception that he probably deserves for what he's brought to this football club. He bangs the Europe drum, he bangs the Prague drum, and all the rest of it. And who can blame him, to be honest? Look, we all get frustrated with him. I'll be really, really happy if he departs the club in the summer, because I've just about had enough. Well, to be fair, I'd had enough quite a long time ago. But I sense if we go into next season with David Moyes still as manager, it's going to turn incredibly toxic, and we probably won't have the luck that we had this season, probably resulting in a not very nice end for David Moyes come October, November time. That would be my expectation if David Moyes is kept on as West Ham manager. So I think it's natural for all parties to part ways this summer. And I think it would just be better for everybody if we announce this before the end of the season, because then we go, what West Ham's like, we're not going to have a replacement. Bang, Moyes is going, here is a replacement. It will drag on into the summer. Then we eke into pre-season and we drip into, the preparation for the new Premier League season. Then all of a sudden we might not have a manager come the start of the season, because that's not too far away from reality with West Ham, if we're totally honest. Yeah, we know we're actively pursuing targets now, but they might all reject West Ham, or they might not agree to our terms, or they just might simply not want to come to the club. That's not wildly out of the realms of possibility. We need to announce this to give the fans clarity, because the season ticket renewal date is just around the corner next month or whatever. If we get into a situation here where people don't want to renew their season ticket if they know David Moyes is going to be manager, because they're bored of watching the Moyes ball football. So if we announce that he's going to leave, I think the season ticket renewals will spike a bit more, and we all know that's what David Sullivan wants, with all the transfer rumours that do the rounds in season ticket renewal period. But look, at the end of the day, I think this situation hasn't been handled very well. We could have avoided all of this by just being transparent from the start. We all know, well, most of us know, and it seems like the rumours that are coming through. David Sullivan is admitting, and Moyes has banged the drum of, we're waiting until the end of the season. We're going to have a discussion at the end of the season. But the fact and reality is, most sources are reporting that Tim Steidten is looking for a replacement, which means David Moyes is going to leave the club at the end of the season. Why aren't we just transparent about it? Why don't we just go, Moyesy, thank you very much, but we're going to part ways with you at the end of the season? It would just be so much better for everybody. And now the club's in, not turmoil, but Twitter's going mental because they're laying blame on Moyes, Sullivan, Steidten. Everybody's getting a bit of the blame here, and it's just so unnecessary. All of this is completely and utterly unnecessary. People are having a meltdown on social media about this, because there's this big revolt, and there's this big issue within the hierarchy and manager of West Ham United, and it's just completely unneeded. It's irrelevant why this is happening. Now look, you can understand both parties, because Steidten has been ordered by his boss, David Sullivan, to go and find a replacement for David Moyes. He's doing his job. He's doing what he's paid to do. But then you've got David Moyes on the other hand, who's has chats with Steidten before games, and it seems like they had quite a good relationship. But he finds out through word of mouth, word on the street, that Steidten, his mate, is looking for a replacement to replace him. So then he's going, hang on, mate, I'm not having any of this. What are you doing this for? Why don't I know about it? So look, you can understand both sides of the equation here, absolutely. Because Moyes thinks Steiden's being a plonker and he's being a bit duplicitous and he's been a little bit sneaky by doing what he's doing. But then he's actually only doing what he's being ordered to do by his boss, David Sullivan. So look, the whole thing's just a complete mess, completely unnecessary. I don't know why we've got ourselves into this situation. If we would have just been transparent at the start, look, if David Moyes stays on as manager, I'll be really, really shocked. If I'm totally honest with you, really, really shocked. I just can't see. I just can't see the point of keeping him there, because it will just turn really, really bad if we continue in this manner, unfortunately, because the fans have had enough. And I think hopefully that's beginning to get through to David Sullivan. And look, we've got to appoint the right replacement, absolutely. We can't just go and get any Tom, Dick and Harry. There's been loads of rumours that have intensified today because of this whole bust up that's been reported. Now, look, X said that he didn't see why he should report it, and it would have just caused this big meltdown, and it has. It's been picked up by the Daily Mail, and X has confirmed it. So look, we know, and pretty much every other source out there is running it as well. So it's pretty common knowledge now. And look, the story only broke at just before 2:00 this afternoon, and everybody's got it now, and everybody's running it. So there's truth in it. There's no doubt about that. And I just hope that it can be resolved. And look, it's unnecessary, yes. I've sort of reiterated that, but it's the situation we're in now. They've had a verbal disagreement, and there's no more Steidten and Moyes chats before the game, and it seems like their relationship has reached its end and it's hit a breakdown. And look, you can't blame both parties. They've both been put in this really poor position by the man at the top, unfortunately, David Sullivan, by the naivety and probably lack of transparency with all individuals and all parties in this situation, because we can all sense it as fans that we are entering the natural end of David Moyes' tenure at West Ham. But if that's not being reiterated, if that's not being reflected to the manager, then how's he to know that? I very doubt Moyes is sat looking at social media all day. I suspect he couldn't care less, to be honest with you. So he's obviously found out somewhere, and he's not happy about it. And to be fair, if I was in a job and I was told that somebody slightly above me is looking for a replacement for me and I don't know about it, then I'd be pretty peed off. So he's got every right to be peed off about it. But the natural end needs to happen, and Sullivan needs to get his act together and sort it out and make sure everybody's aware of the situation that we're in. Look, what's your thoughts on this? Who's to blame? Steidten, Sullivan, Moyes? Put it into the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to West Ham Official if you're new. Yeah, a really bizarre situation that has caused a meltdown. But look, that's it from me. Come on, you Irons, and we'll see you soon right here on West Ham Official. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.